Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to show you where to find and breed frogs inside of Minecraft. So frogs are kind of a funny creature to find. They spawn in places like swamps and mangrove swamps, and they come in 3 different colors depending on what area you breed them in. Starting out with the more temperate colored ones, so it's like a medium temperature frog, are these tan frogs. And you also get cold frogs, which are the green frogs. And then if you put them in an area like a desert and breed them, you'll get a white frog for the warm temperature area. And despite the fact that they only appear in a couple of different areas like swamps or mangrove swamps, you can breed them in pretty much any environment and they will produce a specific color frog based upon what biome they are currently in. To breed them, all you have to do is feed them some slime balls, and then they will produce some eggs in the nearest body of water available to them. So here's their little eggs. And if you wait a little bit, these eggs will hatch into tadpoles. And in my opinion, the tadpoles are the easiest method you have of transporting them to hatch them somewhere else for later. Well, I say hatch, but to let them grow up so that you can have them inside of your house. Now, if you're going to keep these guys in some type of pen, keep in mind that they can jump up to 16 blocks in a given direction, so it's very difficult to keep them contained unless you have an enclosed room in order to store them, like, you know, like a greenhouse or a caged glassed-in area, as if you were raising them at a zoo. So really what we're doing right now is I'm going to wait as these eggs hatch so that I can show you what the tadpoles look like. Because as you'd imagine, they're, well, they look like tadpoles. They kind of look like a gigantic sperm that swims around like little crazies. Each egg produces more than one, generally, and then you can bucket them up and take them with you and plunk them down somewhere else in water that isn't frozen in order to mature into a full-fledged frog. Now, one of the fun things about these frogs is they can actually eat magma cubes in order to produce froglights. Alright, so after around 3 to 10 minutes, you get these tadpoles that flop around. Sometimes they're dumber than other times. And if you get a bucket that's full of water, let me get a water bucket here, you can go inside of the water where these tadpoles have spawned, and you can physically bucket them up into your bucket. Once you do that, you can take them with you pretty much wherever, and then they only take about 20-ish minutes in order to grow into a full adult frog. So I could take them over here to this other pond as a good example, and then I could plonk them down inside of here. And as long as this is water that fits their needs, it isn't, you know, solid and frozen, because they do have to be in water, they will grow up in about 20 minutes or so into full adult frogs and start hopping around like crazy. And depending on what environment that you breed them in, again, they'll hatch and they will turn into different colored frogs. That's really only important because depending on the color of frog, let me get some frogs out here. They will actually eat magma cubes and poop out a frog light for you to use to decorate your home. So let's grab magma. So we'll spawn a magma cube here. And then if we get them to the smallest version of themselves, these frogs will actually hunt them down and eat them and poop out a frog light, as you saw right there. You can actually automate this process by taking frogs into the nether, where you have a bunch of magma cubes, and they will actually go around and they will poop out one of 3 colors of frog light. So they can produce pearlescent, verdant, or ochre, depending on the color of the frog. So, yeah, I think that's kind of neat. It's an automated way to produce lamps from frogs. I guess it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's kind of cool. And maybe I'll go over how you build your own froglight farm in a future tutorial. So until then, I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.